primavera è qui, ma questo triste cuore piange di malinconia. Lontan sei tu da me.
All right, guys. Good evening, and welcome back to a late night with yours truly, Total OS. For this Sunday night, I have a little bit of time before I go to bed. Of course, I'm drinking my late night Total OS wine. No, not the Linux wine. I'm talking about real red wine. Of course. Cheers. Delicioso, man. Anyway, so the biggest story of the year, or one of the biggest stories of the year in movies, has to be Francis Ford Coppola's passion project that's been in the making for decades, called Megalopolis. The story goes that he had to refinance or sell his vineyard for like a gazillion dollars. Well, maybe not a gazillion dollars, but like $100 some million. From what I read, to bring this passion project to the screen. And it's I haven't seen. Let me just say that the closest theater would be a total 60-mile trip. Not in the mood for that. We had a drive-in here shut down during the pandemic. We had AMC movie theater that shut down during the pandemic. Yeah, it's not very convenient to go travel 60 miles to go see a movie that I definitely wanted to see. Of course, my dad got his break many years ago in New York as an actor with, of course, Francis Ford Coppola's crowning achievement, The Godfather. My dad had he was in several scenes of that movie and was in all three movies and other movies, but there's no question that one of his most respected movies, Coppola's movies, is The Godfather Part 1 and 2. Part 3 was okay, and the other one that seems to be talked about a lot is a little movie called Apocalypse Now, which, believe it or not, I have not seen that one yet. But Megalopolis, from what I've been reading and seeing, apparently it's mega something else again, because we no longer have a movie theater here. Boy, I really hate the local politics, but that's a different story. So let's take a listen about what Megalopolis apparently is all about.
Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. This time we're tackling Francis Ford Coppola's latest, and let me tell you, it's a doozy. Megalopolis. Oh yeah, this one's making waves, to say the least.
Definitely making waves, but we're going beyond just is it good or bad. We're interested in what makes this film tick, why it's got people talking, good or bad.
Right, because with Coppola you've got to figure, this guy's a legend, right? Godfather, Apocalypse Now. Those weren't just movies, they were events, so naturally expectations are high.
Sky high. And Megalopolis. Well, let's just say he wasn't playing it safe on this one. Decades in the making, this thing. And get this, he poured $120 million of his own double-in money into it.
Whoa, that's serious commitment. You don't see that every day in Hollywood.
Not every day, no sir. Especially not for a project this soft. Ambitious, shall we say. I mean, remember a while back, word on the street was De Niro, DiCaprio, they were circling this thing.
Yeah. Big names, huge buzz. But that was years ago, right? Shows you how long this has been brewing in Coppola's mind.
Oh, yeah, and it wasn't just the casting. Think about it. He had a whole symphony composed for this film, like 20 years before they even started shooting.
Okay, so you're saying this wasn't just another gig for Coppola. This was his baby, a passion project if there ever was one.
Passion project times 10. And when you pour that much of yourself into something, you're really putting it all out there, for better or worse.
And that, I think, is what makes this whole thing so fascinating. He's not answering to studios. He's answering to no one but himself and his vision.
And that kind of creative control, that's unheard of these days. I mean, sure, it can lead to something truly groundbreaking, but it can also lead to, well,
disaster.
Yeah, I was going to say a real train wreck. But hey, we're here to find out, aren't we?
And let's be real, with this much hype, the critics were always going to come out swinging.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you don't drop a film like this without a little bit of critical blood sport. And the reviews, they are all over the map.
Yeah, talk about polarizing.
Yeah.
You've got everything from a spectacular catastrophe.
Look at that spectacular catastrophe.
Right. To a bursting at the seams hallucination.
I mean, those are two wildly different takes. It's almost like people walked into two completely separate screenings. So how do we even begin to make sense of such a divided response?
Well, I think you hit the nail on the head earlier when we talked about ambition. Coppola swung for the fences with this one. Maybe a little too hard for some.
That's a good point. Not everyone's going to connect with that level of audacity.
Exactly. It's like he's challenging us to keep up, to redefine what we think a film can be.
But that can be risky, right? Because if you're not careful, that line between ambition and, well, self-indulgence, it can get blurry.
Definitely. And that's where you see the critics really parting ways. Some are praising the sheer scope of his vision, the audacity of it all. But others, they're calling it out for being pretentious, overblown, you name it.
It's interesting you mentioned the reviews because it does feel like those early reactions carry a certain weight, like that Wall Street Journal one, even calling it a catastrophe, still couldn't help but throw in the spectacular right there in the headline.
It's true. Even in their criticism, you can sense a grudging respect for what he was trained to achieve. You don't often see a film provoke such strong reactions, either positive or negative. It's definitely not a forgettable experience, that's for sure.
And speaking of spectacular, we have to talk about those visuals. Some critics are calling them terrible, cheap-looking. Others are saying they're ravishing, unlike anything they've ever seen. What's your take?
Well, it's Coppola, right? So he's not exactly known for playing it safe. And the visuals are a perfect example of that. He's deliberately going for a certain aesthetic. Think less sleek CGI, more like a moving painting, almost theatrical in its approach.
It's interesting you say that because I did read somewhere that he was inspired by those epic historical murals when designing the look of the film.
Exactly. So you see, it's not just about throwing money at special effects. It's about creating a specific atmosphere, a mood. And that's going to resonate with some viewers more than others.
Right, and you can't discount Coppola's background either. This is a guy who's always been pushing the envelope, right? From The Godfather to Apocalypse. Now, he's never been afraid to experiment, to take risks. And those risks, sometimes they pay off big time, sometimes.
They fall flat.
Yeah. But you gotta admire the guy for his willingness to try new things. And Megalopolis, this feels like the culmination of all those years of experimentation.
It's like he's taking everything he's learned, everything he's passionate about, and pouring it all into this one grand, possibly misguided vision.
And then on top of all that, you have this whole other layer of the film that's got everyone talking, the audience participation aspect.
Oh, yeah, we can't forget about that little twist. That's the thing that really throws a wrench in the whole, is it a good movie debate.
So we've got this legendary director,
Right.
that throwing everything he's got at this passion project. Critics are all over the place. Visuals are either going to blow you away or make you cringe. And then on top of it all, you've got audience participation.
Yes.
This isn't just a movie, it's an experience, an event. What was your first reaction when you heard about this whole audience thing?
I mean, honestly, I thought it was kind of crazy. Like, he wants to do what?
Right.
An audience member, like a regular person,
Yeah.
gets to interact with the film. It sounded wild. But then you start thinking about it, about Coppola's whole deal.
And you realize he's probably not messing around.
Exactly. He's not just trying to be gimmicky here. This is deliberate. He had this vision of screenings all over the world with this custom voice recognition software from Amazon, and the audience, they're part of the show.
Oh, I read about that. Can you imagine? You're sitting there in the theater, lights go down, everyone's quiet. Suddenly, bam, someone walks on stage, microphone in hand, and starts talking to Adam Driver. Like, he's right there.
It's mind-blowing. That line between what's real, what's the movie, it just disappears. And the actors, they're in on it. They know this could happen, that someone might just jump into their scene out of nowhere. Talk about having to stay on your toes.
I wouldn't even know how to react if I were them. But can you imagine being that audience member? All those eyes on you?
Right. The pressure. You're not just watching the film anymore. You're part of it. It becomes this whole shared experience. Maybe it's amazing. Maybe it's a train wreck, but it's going to be memorable. That's for sure.
And that seems to be the whole point with Coppola, doesn't it? He wants to shake things up, make us question what we think a movie can be.
Absolutely. He's challenging those conventions. So yeah, Megalopolis, maybe it's a masterpiece, maybe it's a mess, maybe it's both, but it's a statement. In a world of sequels and remakes, he's out here doing something different, and that's worth paying attention to.
Couldn't agree more. I think that's what we're left with after this deep dive, right?
Yeah.
Megalopolis, it's a conversation starter. You might love it, you might hate it, but you gotta admire the ambition. And hey, maybe that's what Coppola wants us to do. Talk about it, argue about it, keep the conversation going. So, to our listeners, you want to know, would you see Megalopolis, that whole spectacular catastrophe thing? What do you think that even means? Let us know. And until next time, keep diving deep.
Well, Megalopolis apparently is mega something else. I definitely want to see this film because it is different. I'm tired of sequels and remakes and superhero stuff. Enough! I want to see something different, and apparently that's what Megalopolis is. I don't know if it's a catastrophe without really seeing it. I've seen previews, trailers, snippets. It looks fascinating, to say the least. Have you guys seen it? If you have, let me know. Again, I wish we had a theater that was closer than a 60-mile drive. Anyway, Megalopolis. So, I'm looking at the chat here for tonight. Looks like Cody's in the house. Hello, Cody. How are you? Let me pour myself a little more wine, and we'll see if anybody else wants to drop in to say hello. All right, so the last film I saw was Alien Romulus, which I completely enjoyed. Surprisingly good, somewhat original, and yeah, that movie very profitable, if I remember reading correctly. So I'm sure there will be another sequel to, or another prequel, maybe. I'm not really sure, to Alien, but the Megalopolis, it's something I definitely would like to see. All right, so it looks like for this evening, looks like Cody is the only person here in the chat. If anybody else is watching and wants to say hello or has a comment about all this, about the movie or anything else about technology, I'm not sure what kind of special effects technology was used in Megalopolis. I'm sure some kind of CGI if I had to guess. But again, from what I saw, the visuals look great. So I'll stick around for a few more minutes. If nobody else jumps in, I guess we'll wrap it up for this Sunday late night with Total OS. I just love red wine. You need to watch Megalopolis with Mega red wine, right? What was Francis Ford Coppola's last movie before Megalopolis? I honestly can't remember. Anyway. Well, hello, CFWW. Good evening. How are you? Have you seen Megalopolis? Are you planning on watching it? Is there a theater close to you versus driving 60 miles? You know, we have everything here in town but a freaking cinema. This is the land of Dean Martin, Mr. Entertainer. This is where Dean Martin was born. You know Dean Martin. When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, Dean Martin. And we don't have a single theater. Anyway. So what's new, CF? I haven't seen Megalopolis, but it would be funny if one of the scenes there's a computer with Ubuntu on it. I guess the movie is set in the future, right? About instead of New York, it's New Rome, and the character named Caesar and all. I guess it's an allegory to the Roman Empire, and of course we all know what happened to the Roman Empire. Maybe that's what Coppola is trying to do, to send a message, a cautionary tale about what may happen to the United States. That's my guess of what the movie is all about. You know, when my dad got his break in the movies in The Godfather, he, of course, worked with Coppola, and he had nice things to say about him, as far as I recall. Anyway, CF says, no, I have not been in movies in years. Really? I don't go to the movies as much as I would like to. Well, number one, the theater, again, like I said, it's a 60-mile drive, but there just isn't anything out there that catches my eye. I like original stuff or fun stuff. And Alien Romulus was fun to watch. So, Saint Raphael is in the house. How are you, sir? It's been a while. Welcome to this late night Total OS stream. How are you? So CF says, nah, I cut the grass today. Okay. Well, I would, but we have the remnants of Hurricane Helene, and rain all day, and I think it's going to rain tomorrow, the next day. So tomorrow my son has a doctor appointment an hour away. Sure, why not? Anyway, but yeah, maybe I'll do some grass. I mean, cut some grass, not do some grass. Well, maybe I should do that too, after cutting the grass. Well, Sam Raphael, he says it's good to see you too, my friend. I know it's been a while. Yeah, I haven't got much feedback or any sponsors for a live show. So without that, I just do these at random times. Try to catch up with people like yourself, of course. Haven't seen in a while. And I might schedule something for October the 13th, I believe is the Friday. We'll see. I just haven't gotten any feedback. Well, CF, you're lucky to have a theater 5 miles away. Getting a haircut in the morning, huh? Yeah, we used to have one here several miles away at the mall, and it shut down and never reopened, and I'm kind of miffed, but I don't have the resources to build one myself. I mean, the politicians have been a total failure. Anyway, but I miss going to the movies. It's, watching, staying home streaming is fine, but it's not the same as being there, Oh, okay. You see the streams after the live show. Okay. I guess that's good enough, but it's great to have live interaction here. So, this is why I do these, to try to catch up with people either in different time zones or friends I haven't seen in a while. So, like I said, I don't know what to schedule these anymore, so I just do these at random and see who pops in. So, I was on Friday night, but there was like literally nobody in the audience. I was kind of surprised, but hey, people made plans. I totally get it. So, look, it's post-pandemic, right? This is the post-pandemic era. People are catching up with their lives, trying to get back to normal. My life, sadly, is not back to normal post-pandemic, but I'm hoping sometime soon. I really am. But anyway, I'm okay. So. Tonight's live show is made possible, of course, by myself, free of charge, and of course, using my current Linux operating system, Linux Mint. I've gotten this is the XFCE version of it. I've gotten used to Linux Mint. There's just something simple about this, fast enough for this old, what is this now, 10-year-old machine. Actually, it's more than 10 years old now. It's completely outdated. It works. I was going to get a new one, but when my son blew the engine on his Lexus a week before Father's Day, believe it or not, driving with a bad water pump. Kids. I got to get him another car, so that blew all my plans for upgrading the office down here. Anyway, yes, my daily driver right now is, I'm usually either on Mint, Windows 11, or my Chromebook, my Lenovo Chromebook. But as far as this goes, St. Raphael, I'm doing this on a 50-inch TV, and it looks great on Linux Mint. This is an old Gateway PC. It sputters, it's slow, but hey, it still works. I'm grateful for that. CF has a machine that's 6 years old, okay? And San Rafael you like Mint on a Dell XP S420, 17 years old. No kidding. And it's a screamer. Really? Well, my computer's not a screamer, but it gets the job done. 17 years. Hey, that's the power. Oh wait, I have to do Arnold. Linux, that's the power of Linux. Blah. Linux will terminate the Windows. Blah. Anyway, yeah, I'm on the latest version of Mint, and it's completely stable. So it's a little slow, a little sputtery, but that's not Mint's fault. That's just a computer. So it's like I said, it's an old Gateway, AMD. I forget what it is. It's nothing fancy, but it works. It's stable. It's reliable. Just a little slow, but it works. So, yeah. Okay, yes. This one is also a quad core, but it's an outdated processor. And I have also maxed out the RAM at 8 gigs. And yes, I did put in an SSD. Yes. Oh, without an SSD, there's no way I could do this. It would just choke. Almost choked on my wine here. So you're on your Windows box, okay? Well, hey, look, Windows 11 is fine. I was able to install Windows 11 on this machine, outdated machine that actually works faster than some Linux. Yeah, it runs faster than Ubuntu. Hey, I give credit where credit is due. Yes. I might pick up a new Samsung phone. I bought one for my son because he trashed his S24, 23 Ultra, whatever the heck it's called, the $1,000 phone that he trashed. So I bought him a Samsung A25. It's actually a very nice phone. It runs just as fine as the other ones. I may get one for myself. Right now I'm on the Moto Edge 2022. It works great, but Motorola really sucks for OS updates. I should be on Android 14, but I'm still stuck on Android 12. I mean, it works, but come on, Moto, for a $500 phone? Really? Anyway. You use ZornOS Pro. It seems to slow down. Really? I've tested Zorin Pro in the past. Not very long, to be honest. It seemed okay. Now, it does use a modified version of the GNOME desktop. The GNOME desktop in general is if you're looking for speed, just don't use GNOME. It's horrible. It is definitely stable, but it just wasn't built for speed. It looks great, it looks flashy, but if you want speed, you want to go with either Mate, XFCE, desktop. There's a few others out there, but GNOME definitely is not it. So MX Linux is good. CF, I have tested that on a 32-bit ThinkPad, and it was fine. But yeah, unless you have a mega machine, as it were, since we're talking about Megalopolis with high specs. Generally speaking, stay away from the GNOME desktop. Yeah. Like I said, it looks great, but for speed, nah. The last computer I bought was a ThinkPad, and I put Windows 11 on it on an SSD, and it's perfectly fine. Anyway, if you guys go see Megalopolis, let me know what you guys think, because I'm not sure when I will be able to see it. Not in the mood to drive 60 miles to go see a movie, so I may have to wait till it comes on streaming services. But anyway. CF says you want to get 17 years out of your machine. Well, you never know. I'm happy with what I have here. Yeah. Raphael says your Battlefield name used to be Mega Rock. I like that one. Yeah. When I first jumped on the Xbox, which I don't do anymore live, I picked the gamer tag Nice Devastator. Thought it had a nice twist to it. Yeah. Haven't played in years, but yeah, mine was Nice Devastator. It's gone through 3 power supplies. Okay. A lot of power surges, huh? Let me go ahead and play some Dad's music here in the background. Some nice romantic tunes. You know, this is really relaxing doing these late night shows when I don't have to get up in the morning. It's very relaxing. You know, of course the wine helps. Really enjoying these with you guys, of course.
Listen, the birds are singing. The spring is finally here. My broken heart is crying. Why the roses catches my teardrops.
Spring rain calls out your name. My Lord, where can you
Saint Raphael, that's not my dad singing in this song. That's his friend Dario. My dad does the spoken words. I will play a song here next where he is singing, But my dad does not have this good voice, no. He wrote the song, wrote the music, but thank you, though. As soon as this song is over, I'll play the other one. It's the Oh Hey I'm Screwed song. He sings in that one, but it's a totally different voice. He just has a talent for writing tunes. During the pandemic where he was stuck in Italy, I didn't see him for almost 4 years. I told him, Dad, just send me songs from your vault. It'll give you something to do. Dario has a little studio there. He was able to go there close to home and mix the songs. Anyway, yeah, my dad wrote all the songs, sings on a few. This song is called Symphony of Love.
Sei bella veramente, sei bella, 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 come sei bella tu, non c'è nessuno più, il cuore.
Now, this is my dad singing. If you want to sample the songs, check out the link in the show notes. I set up a Bandcamp page for him with the translated lyrics. This is a satire on life when things don't always work out. And he is singing, Oh Hey I'm Screwed, yes.
Oh, come sei bella, oh, come sei bella, sei tutta, tutta bella, così l'amore mio.
Anyway, what's up, Joe? How you been? You know, here at the local seafood restaurant, there was a big fight. Yeah, man, there was battered fish everywhere. Psh. Yeah, I like that joke too. Humor is the best medicine, right? Boy, that's so true. When things don't go right, just have a laugh. And another laugh. With some red wine, of course. I have a question. Is butt cheek spelled one word, or do I need to spread them? Ba 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 bing. It must be the wine tonight. Anyway. Yeah, I started the stream talking about Megalopolis, Francis Ford Coppola's latest, I don't know, masterpiece maybe not. I haven't seen it yet. But a lot of interesting things about this. It's definitely something else. And the visuals do look stunning. Anyway. If a cow doesn't give milk, do I call it a milk dud, or is it an udder failure? Okay, enough of the dad jokes. Oh yeah, my dad says, oh hey, oh ye.
Sono anni che vi sto aspettando. Sono anni di promesse false.
Go to the website and read the lyrics for the Oh Yeah I'm Screwed song. It is so appropriate in today's world. I don't know how to make the song go viral, but anyway. Yeah, Joey says powered milk or powered milk. Okay. I need more power. Yes, Arnold. You want your powered milk? Ah. Powdered. Okay. That'll work. Or power milk. So see if you run your laptop on an external SSD. And have Windows 10? Really? Yeah, I just got rid of Windows 10, went to Windows 11. It runs faster. Well, Joey, since you popped in tonight, I'm going to have me just a little bit more wine, my friend. Here's to you. Just a little bit more. I might go car shopping tomorrow for my son. He's been out of the car since June. He's still looking for a job, but I promised I would help him. Joe says, so you say I drive you to drink? Yes. My friend, you drive me to cheers. Hold up a glass. Cheers to you, my dear friend. So, salute. Da 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 da. I think I had too much wine. Da 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 da. Not really. I'm fine. Last night I drank too much at my friend's house. Rum and Coke, and cherry cheesecake pie. Oh man, Joey, that was. Oh yeah. Yeah. Right answer. Cheers. Salute. CF says you don't use Windows that much. Okay, I don't either. Yeah, I my Chromebook and Linux Mint is fine. CF says, am I retired now? I am not. I was thinking about that. I was thinking about retirement, to be honest, back in 2017. Because I told myself, and I spoke to my dad, if we can sell his movie, that would be my retirement. And we agreed on that because my dad didn't need the movie. He didn't need the money from the movie. He did it for me. So that was the plan, CF. The pandemic destroyed all those plans or delayed them. So I would have loved to have been retired by now. Now, when I say retired, I don't mean do nothing. I still would, instead of working full-time, I would probably still work part-time. But I am not retired. I would love to be, to spend more time with my mom and family. But maybe God has other plans. I don't know. But it's been a frustrating process. We're still trying to find a distributor for his film. We hired a promoter out of Florida. So, not yet. Joe says, Cendani, 100 years. It's an Italian saying when we say drinking wine. 100 years of happiness, Cendani. My dear friend. So CF, 5.5 years. Oh, 5.5 years retired? Cool. Yeah, when the place I went to last night when I had the rum and coke and the cherry cheesecake, my friends retired was it last year? Anyway, it was during the pandemic, and he says he retired and went nuts staying at home. I guess his wife was driving him nuts. So he got a part-time job at the hospital as a patient transporter. Just like 3 days a week. So that's what I would probably be doing if I was retired. But didn't work out, at least not yet. So anyway, so that's my life story. But as soon as we can sell the film, and if it's even moderately successful, yeah, I would retire. Yeah, Joe says if he'd stayed home, he'd be the transported patient. Yeah, I know. Fantastic couple, great friends, great cooks. I was there last night, and they had some friends visit from Vegas. Some fine-looking ladies, nurses from Vegas. Anyway, very lucky to have them as neighbors. So, he stays home, walks the dog, cleans the house, and watches sports. And then every Monday, Thursday, Friday, something like that, he goes to work. I think it's 8 to 4:30, just a patient transporter at the hospital. Okay, Joe says, watched The Godfather recently and pointed out your dad to your wife and sister. After all the times I've seen it, now I have noticed your dad in more scenes. Yeah, he's at least in, we're talking 50 years ago, but I believe he's at least in 3 scenes, maybe more. I kind of lost track. Yeah, that's where my dad got his break. In The Godfather, and I think I've shown some of the pictures here, but he has a portfolio. He's got a scrapbook of photos. Back then, of course, there was no smartphones. He has a scrapbook of photos between him and James Caan, and movies after that with Tom Hanks, Johnny Depp. I mean, the Robert De Niro. It's really a who's who of Hollywood. Fascinating stuff. But yeah, you're right, Joe. He's in at least 3 scenes in The Godfather. Yeah, 3 scenes. CF says he's a movie star. Well, my dad was never in the true definition of movie star. He worked with movie stars, became friends. But my dad himself was never a movie. He was a union actor. And if there was a movie filming in New York, he was probably in it, more than likely. Like I said, just a fascinating life. When my dad retired in 2000, well, his last movie was Spider-Man 2, so whenever that was done, he retired and he thought he was done. Now 10 years later, when he decided to produce a movie, he never kept in touch with the stars to help him find a distributor. I'm like, Dad, what'd you do? He says, I thought I was done, son. Anyway, it's all about networking and who you know. But yeah, it's been a fascinating journey. He's still with us. He's in Italy. Spoke to him yesterday. He's feeling down, a little depressed. Hasn't been able to find a buyer for his film yet. But, he's told him just take it easy. I'll see what I can do here in the States. And just grateful that he's still here with us. If you haven't already, check out the interview I did with him back in April about his movie star life, as it were. Ben is in the house. Good evening for this late night with Total OS. Yours truly. Yogi's in the house. Yes, I know it has been a long time. How are you? I guess you guys can't sleep either, huh? CF worked 41 years in government, and you're still sane? That's pretty good. Okay, Joe, your brother-in-law is the artistic director of Porchlight Theater in Chicago. Commercials, TV series over the years. Has made many celebrity friends, too. Nice, nice. Does he have any connections with film distributors? Let me know. Since I have a film promoter in Florida, I may just send the movie to the film festivals down there and just have her go there and see what we can do. But yeah, Hollywood can be a very rewarding and a very frustrating business. Top Gun 2 took 10 years from conception to the screen, and that's with Tom Cruise. So it can be very rewarding, like I said, and very well, a pain in the kernels, if you know what I mean. Okay, so you've asked him in the past. He does know a lot of people, but not sure on the movie side of things. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, we need someone who, in the distribution business, that accepts independent films, not from not from Johnny Depp or Al Pacino or Tom Cruise, but stuff like that. I know they're out there. It's just a matter of getting the foot in the door and having them just take a look at the film. Even if they reject it, I'm cool with that because it's maybe it's not for them. But they're just finding companies to at least take a look at it. Like I said, it's a long process to start with. The pandemic made it much longer than it needed to be. It's exhausting, but we're not giving up. All right, Yugi, you still got Windows and you're running your Chromebook. All right.
Listen. The birds are singing. The spring is finally here. My broken heart is crying. Why the roses catches my teardrops.
I don't use my Chromebook that much. I'm either most of the time on my phone. I mean, I'm not gonna live stream from my phone, of course, but it's either that or my desktops. It's just more convenient. On the Chromebook, I mean, for streaming, it's perfectly fine. I just wish we had a Chromebook version of Kden Live or OBS Studio. Not yet, but that's the main reason why I don't stream from the Chromebook. It's certainly capable and fast. I have not tried the brand new release, the point release for Zorin OS. I'm sure it's fine. Every single test I've done of every single release of Zorin over the years has been perfectly fine, Yugi. So, yeah, Zorin is one of those distributions just like Mint. Do I really need to test the latest one? Probably not. But yeah, I'm sure it's fine. So let's see. Joe says several years ago he was in a scene in TV series Chicago Fire. Okay, we were told to tune in. Our whole family was watching. The fire department gets called to a cat house to help someone trapped. Aha. It was your brother-in-law handcuffed to a bed in boxer shorts. Okay, it's a job, right? Someone's got to do it. Yeah, here in town down the road, they're shooting a zombie movie. I was not able to be there. Yeah, it took 8 hours of that for a minute 45 scene. Yeah, it's just how the casting call is, Joe. You got to be at a certain time. You meet up with your contact. I've done this before. I did it before in Florida. You check in. You sign in, you probably go to wardrobe, makeup, and it's like hurry up and wait. Been there, done that. It's the nature of the business. It's different, but that's how it works. Yeah. Yeah, he had limited wardrobe. Well, I'm sure with all the camera lights, it was very hot, right? Mhm. I wish Tim would drop in tonight. I wanted to personally thank him again for the wine contribution, as it were. Well, thank you, CF. CF says to me, anybody that gets to be in a movie such as The Godfather is a movie star. You know what? For my dad, it was being at the right place at the right time, I guess. Once in a lifetime opportunity. He took it, joined the union, and like I said, he retired. Whenever Spider-Man 2 came out, that was his last movie. I'm going to guess around 2004-ish. Maybe somebody can look it up, but well, thank you for the compliment. Next time I talk to my dad, I'll tell him what you said. Yeah, I saw a couple episodes of The Offer about the making of The Godfather. I couldn't quite get into it. It looked pretty good though. I will say that. I've been watching the latest series is Tulsa King with Sylvester Stallone. I've been enjoying that one. That one is funny to watch. So, yeah. Yep. Okay. I may catch up with The Offer. Yeah. Yeah. Tulsa King is in its second season. I've also been watching the Jeff Bridges. I guess you call it a spy series called The Old Man. Is also pretty good too.
Si bella veramente, si bella, 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 come sei bella tu, non c'è nessuno più, il cuore mio mi batte, camminami all'ora, di questa vita vuole, di viverla con te, poi
All right, I'll stick around for a little bit more. It is 10 till midnight. I'll probably wrap this up at midnight and call it a night, but I'll stick around for a little bit longer.
gli amici sono amici fin quando tu gli dai, ma quando tu non hai, non ti guardano in faccia e vanno per le strade con le bugie in bocca. L'amico che hai creduto.
I've also been watching Expedition Bigfoot. Expedition X is another good one. All right, so let's see. So Joe says you've been wanting to buy a new mid-size SUV for the wife. It's disgusting to hear all the serious problems every brand is having. Top of it, disgusting prices. Well, you'll have to wait. Yeah. All things considered, I still trust Honda, Toyota. You know me, Lexus. I've yet to see a Lexus break down. Well, except my son's when he drove with the bad water pump. But I've never seen a Lexus break down or a Toyota. I've never seen one. You know, you want something 7-8 passenger. I think do they still make the Land Cruiser or the Sequoia? I believe that's an 8-passenger one. Haven't heard bad things about them. The Honda Pilot, I think, will accommodate you, Joe. Haven't heard bad things about them. But honestly, if you truly want reliability or the possibility of that, just don't buy American. They just don't have the quality control. It's a shame, but those are the facts. CF says you watched The Big Bang Theory. Okay. Also, Toyota is the one having the biggest problems with engines blowing up. Really? I've never heard of that. At least not on the older ones. I would stay away from anything turbo. So maybe don't buy brand new. Buy something maybe a couple years old that doesn't have a turbo engine. And you should look. I've seen plenty of Toyotas and Hondas here that can accommodate those passengers, and they're still running. And now these are pre-turbo engines, I do believe. So, yeah. The car that I drive, they don't make it anymore. It's an 8-passenger Saturn Outlook. It wasn't the car that I was looking for, but one of my friends runs a family-owned car dealership, so I bought it off them. And Saturn was probably the last of the good American quality cars that could compete with the Toyotas and Hondas. Of course, GM in their wisdom, they got rid of it. But the one I have still going strong. Oh, you're looking at a Kia Carnival van. No turbos. Okay, I don't know anything about that one. From what I understand, turbos are fine, but you may have to change your oil every 3,000 miles instead of 5,000 miles, from what I understand. Now, CF says you don't drive with a bad water pump. Well, duh, that's what I told my son. And he drove up to Pittsburgh for me, which is a 30-mile trip plus each way. Yeah, and he did it a week before Father's Day. How's that for a little twist? Goodbye, Lexus. I'll say, son, a new one is 55 grand. So when you save up half of it, let me know in about 10 years, right? Toyota's with issues are from the last 2-3 years. Okay, I haven't heard about that. All I can tell you is the 4Runners, the Toyota Siennas, Honda Pilots, the Toyota Highlander. They're all over the place, man. I've never seen one break, like never. CF says that was an expensive drive. Yeah. Yeah. It was. It's yeah. Leave it to myself to have the first Lexus in town break down. Or not in town, but you know what I mean. The Palisade I'm not familiar with, Joe. The Buick Enclave, I've test driven the old Enclaves. They're very comfy. No, if you're gonna spend 60 grand, look at the Lexus. Just yeah, if you're gonna do that. But again, that's, you know, speaking from history. Oh, the Kia has a front-wheel drive. Maybe that's all you need. I don't know. Yeah, my son's Lexus, when he blew it, had well, it was closing in on 250,000 freaking miles, and it was still burning rubber. The Japs know what they're doing. Yeah. It ran like a champ until the end. See if you've had 6 RAV4s. RAV4s are good. I see a lot of those around here too. Yeah. Lexus does not have the same room. What about the Lexus? I forget. It's a huge SUV. One of my neighbors has it. Doesn't that fit 7-8 people? It looks like it might. Honestly, I don't know. I'm not looking for something like that. But I'm sure it would be at least 60,000. But they have I think 2 kids. Maybe more. It seems to work for them. Kia's at least 10 grand less. Yeah, I just don't know how reliable they are. But honestly, Joe, I don't know. All I can say is do your research and your homework. I mean, you know as well as I do, Honda and the Toyota brands over the history of the years. Well, you know what I mean. So. You've been doing researching. Okay, burned out. You'll need the seating and cargo space. Yeah, have you looked at the Honda Pilot or the Toyota Sienna? Yeah, shopping for cars can be an exhausting process. I don't enjoy it. Like I said, I may have found another used Lexus for my son. I may pick up this week or next week. Not a turbo engine, so it should be fine. All right, so the Pilot, the seats are narrow. Okay. The Kia has no recalls. Okay. All right. So what you're looking for is a limo. Yeah, I've test driven a Pilot before. A very nice vehicle for us tall guys. Yeah, no problem getting in and out. Absolutely. Yeah, the Ford Expedition definitely is big. No way on how to afford one. Yeah, these prices, man. I don't know how these American companies can charge these prices. They don't have the best reliability history. I mean, this is the reason why GM and Chrysler went bankrupt. And we had to bail them out, rightfully so. There were many family jobs at stake. But they just don't have the yeah. I've always told my friends, if you got 50, 60 grand to burn, don't buy American. Just don't do it. Anyway, Ford is coming up with a $128,000 F-150. What's it made out of? Gold? Wow. Wow. Well, I've been reading there's a lot of bank repossessions are on the rise. Gee, I wonder why. Yeah, the prices are insane. I would have to agree. It is, well, where I'm at, it is midnight. So, any final thoughts or comments, questions, opinions before we wrap this up? This was fun doing, but I'm going to call it a night, sleep in a little bit in the morning. Need to run to the bank, run to the dentist, take care of a few things, take my son to his doctor's appointment an hour away because they take his insurance. That's another rant. Health insurance, and then I'll be free for half the day tomorrow. Maybe there's a theater where I'm taking him to watch Megalopolis. I don't know. You too, Joe. You have a great night. Next day and all that. Busy tomorrow. Okay. Yeah. Hope to catch up again soon. I may schedule something. Not this Friday. Maybe the following Friday, which I believe is the 13th. I was on this Friday night, but there was like literally nobody in the chat. I guess people made plans with family and stuff, which, again, I totally get it. Post-pandemic, people are catching up with family and friends. But, yeah, I miss hanging out, too. Yeah, I sure do. So, in fact, let me take a look at the calendar here. Yeah, is tomorrow? No, tomorrow. Well, today is the 30th. So, yeah, I'll have to look at the calendar. Anyway, no, that Friday would be the 11th. Sorry. So I may plan something for the 11th. Anyway, I'll let you know. You'll see it on the channel here if I schedule something. Yeah. So, oh, nice, Joe. You have a new granddaughter on the way. Wonderful. Your son and daughter-in-law's baby shower. Well, congrats, my friend. Awesome. Yep, just like I said, post-pandemic, people are catching up with friends and family, and yeah. So that's why I do these shows at random, just to see who drops in. So that's awesome. Very nice. All right, that's going to be it for this one. Joe and everybody else, thank you for dropping in here in the chat, and of course, if you came in late, you can replay this and listen to the talk on Megalopolis, Francis Ford Coppola's passion project, decades in the making. I think he had to sell his own vineyard to finance this $100 million movie. Have not seen it, not yet. I've seen trailers. It looks fantastic. Some say it's a masterpiece. Some say it's a catastrophe. Hey, forget about it. What do I know? We have no freaking theater here. You know, it's unbelievable already. Yeah, Joe says exactly about the post-pandemic times. Grandchildren make for busy times. I would imagine so. All right, Joe and everybody else, thank you for stopping by. Keep in touch. And thank you, Joe, for still watching the videos. Yeah, you guys know how to reach me. And look, if I pick up a sponsor, then I'll schedule something sooner. Other than that, look for not this Friday, but maybe the following Friday. God bless you too, my friend. Take care, all of you. And yeah, for me, it's a very good morning. So good morning to you if it's a good morning. If not, have a good night. Sleep well. Catch you on the next one. Ciao.